from today, the 1st of October. I'm elated, but only 61. Well, Nigeria is getting old though. But we'll take baby steps even at we're 61. So happy Independence Day to Nigeria. Happy Independence Day to all of us Nigerians. Today we're going to be looking at Nigeria at 61 on Panorama. While Panorama is where we have the ladies come together from different geopolitical zones to discuss, dissect, disagree, and sometimes agree on topical issues. This morning we have our regular Ibinabol Dixon on in live. She's even in the studio with us, so it makes today an amazing day, an exceptional day. So welcome, Ibinabol. Good to have you with us live in the studio.
Thank you, Kimberly.
All right, and then
let me greet my
okay. I thought you said all right.
Okay, I want to say happy Independence Day to everybody out there, all our listeners, our regular callers, and some people listen. They never call, but they don't miss Panorama. I'm greeting all of you. You are our esteemed listeners, and I'm saying happy Independence, irrespective.
Yeah.
Yes, we are alive. We are still standing.
True.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I agree. All right, so we have a new addition to the Panorama family, Florence Oladotun. Good to have you with us this morning.
Good morning, Kim. Good morning, WFM. Good morning, Nigeria. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, we're glad to have you here.
Thank
you. We're looking at Nigeria at 61, and if you're listening to us, you can actually be a part of the conversation. 07000 917 917. Nigeria at 61. Share your thoughts, call in, tell us what you think we should be doing differently, tell us how we can move forward. We can be better, that I believe. But now, ladies, let's start the conversation. I'll start with you, Ibinabo. Nigeria at 61, what do you have to say about us getting here now today, where we are? What just make of it what you will.
Okay, that is we shouldn't expand that. However, I would like to say that, you see, whether as a nation or as a human being, when you are 60, you're 61, if you're a civil servant, you should be warming up for retirement. And then as an individual, actually, if you're a man or a woman, you're probably already a grandpa or a grandma, or you are getting ready to be one. You understand?
True.
So, I mean, a lot will be happening to you. You're preparing, for a lot of things. For a woman, she probably has even gone through menopause and all that. For the man, the action days have gone down. Now he's probably helping himself, augmenting here and there. You understand?
True.
So it's a lot. It's a lot. If we begin to look at the successes we have made, I would say that the number one success we have made is the fact that we are still together in one piece.
Yeah.
You understand? Because at a point, it was almost like we're not just going to sensibly separate, we're going to scatter. You understand? But to God be the glory, we are still together in one piece.
Yeah.
It is not palatable yet because of the insecurity that, it is unprecedented. All my life in Nigeria, I have never experienced this level of insecurity as it is today. You understand?
Yeah.
Come to go to my nephew was going to have a program today somewhere. He was coming in from port. He said he couldn't. I don't know what he was saying about his flight, and the crew had to go by road. And I told him, I said, you shouldn't have told me.
Yeah.
Because my heart was forever there. I hope I'll put a call through. If the call didn't get through to him, I'll be like, Father, am I expecting madam? Do you understand? Why do I have to live my life like that? You understand? So above and beyond all that, I'm happy that we are still together like this. Because those who experienced civil war then, my dad would say that if you experience civil war, you don't wish for it again a second time.
I heard
so. And the government, should please do the needful, because if you, like my people say, if you can't afford to quench the fire from a small stove, don't allow an inferno, because it's going to consume you. So we have to be very deliberate about what we are doing as leaders, as individuals, because at the end of the day, we all need together. The leaders have their faults, we have ours too. So if all hands find themselves on the deck, I'm sure, and we're all serious and deliberate, and we are all law abiding, because there's so many things you can do outside of the law, and you'll be in trouble. So all put together, I would just say happy independence. Irrespective, you are alive, you are breathing.
Now, Florence, over to you. Your thoughts on Nigeria at 61, and where would you say we missed it somehow? We are still on. You were still on the journey to greatness, but where would you say what is taking us longer? What's making us stay longer to get to the point? Before I speak plenty, just you get what I'm saying. But Nigeria at 61, and where you think we missed it, probably.
Nigeria at 61. By all standard, a 61-year-old individual or a 61-year-old nation is not a baby, and is not expected to be or to act like a baby. But unfortunately, Nigeria is, I don't even know whether we are crawling yet. We are not where we should be. In my opinion, we started well. I think our leaders in the 50s, in the 60s, from history, from records, they started well. But somewhere along the line, complacence came in, corruption came in, negligence came in, all manners of evil came in and overtook that journey. I recall the days of General Gowon. I think in the 70s, he ruled us 69 to 75. And I recall a statement credited to him that our problem in Nigeria is not money. It is how to spend money. For that to have come from a leader, I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
And now, how many years down the line, where is the money to even spend? Where is the money to spend? There's abject poverty, there's hunger, and insecurity is the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. And that has scaled down, affecting every other sector. No more street life. Children can no longer play in the neighborhood. Adults cannot even go out when they want. Even in the daytime, you are not safe. So what are we saying? You're not safe in your home. You're not safe on the highway. You're not safe anywhere. So it is time we now begin to have a paradigm shift. Because like they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If we keep going the way we are going, we can't have a better Nigeria. But we need to all sit down, like Ibn Abbas said, followers and leaders, let's sit down. Let's have a shift. Let's think right. Let's live right. Let's behave well. It is doable. A new Nigeria, a Nigeria that works, is doable.
All right.
But it's in our hands.
Taking us back now to understand where we're coming from. I heard you mention Gowan. Would you say we missed it at that point? Because also the same time there was an oil boom during the time of Gowan where we had a lot to tap on. Dubai had discovered oil similarly, and they pumped into tourism. That was the time they took the chance and said, okay, this is what we're doing, because we know that with time fossil fuel, the demand is going to go down globally. All right. So now, is it at that point you think we missed it, or we missed it at the point where our founding fathers were calling for independence? Some would say there are some school of thoughts that say, were we even ready for independence to begin with?
I wouldn't say we miss it in Gowon's era. I think we miss it before Gowon's era. Because if we didn't miss it, probably there wouldn't have been the civil war in the first instance. So I think the leaders of Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe in the days of 50 regional governments, I think they started well and they got it right. In my opinion, I hope people would not take offense at this. I think the coming in of the military messed us up. That's my opinion. They messed us up. They are more of veteran warriors. I don't think they were prepared to govern Nigeria. So from that moment, and I think that was what culminated into the civil war, if the records I have or the things I've read are anything to go by. So it didn't start with Gowon, but it just got worse as generation after generation, government after government, until Gowon came, and of course in the 90s, this democracy that we are practicing now scatter everything.
Okay.
Let me use it.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you if, some people would say democracy is a luxury that we probably cannot afford. I was going to ask you that when you said we missed it at the military era. But now, I'm going to ask you the same question. Where would you say we missed it? Same question I asked Florence.
Okay. At every point in time, a nation is a combination of communities. You understand? A community is a combination of people. So nobody at the top came from hell or heaven.
Yeah.
They came from our midst. So whatever we are seeing in the system is the translation of what is always obtainable in the communities. Now, having said that, for me, whether we missed it prior to General Gowon's era or afterwards, the point here is, you see, if I come out to tell you, Kimberly, I have seen your problems, I have seen your situation, and I have a solution to it. Am I coming to just, raise your hopes, or I mean it? Or am I saying what you want to hear so that I can get what I want from you? You understand? So for me, yes, even as individuals, we make mistakes. Go and ask our so-called richest men and women in the world, in Africa and everywhere. It was not like they got it right from the day one. You understand? They made mistakes. They went back to the drawing board. They made mistakes until they got it right and they got to where they are today. So you see, even if we had gotten it wrong at a point in our lives, as a nation, the subsequent leaders, what have they been doing? Because, I mean, if I'm going to go into an office, I must go there with a mindset. What is my mindset? Am I going there to further impoverish the people? Am I going there to make life better? Even if I'm not going to do 100%, you understand? But there is something about, if you have an injury and you go to the hospital, they are not going to completely remove that injury and everything goes back to perfect like it was prior to the injury. But they're going to attend to that injury. They put the bandage and everything, and you feel better. You know you still have the wound there, and you are hopeful that it will heal. Are you getting it? So who is going to take us through the process of healing? Because it's like, as government in, government out, they all come and do the blame game, and that is what gets on my nerves. I'm only here for 2 years now. Somebody has been here for 20 years. What did he do? That is not my problem. Why did you come? You told me you are coming to give me something better than your predecessor. So what are you giving to me? So let us begin to, let's do a self evaluation. I mean, as a mother, for example, as an educationist, for example, as a leader in my company, for example, how have I fared? How do I relate with my subordinates? Do you understand all of these things? If we are very sincere, if we remove, if we can remove. Some people will say, Nigeria is so big. We have over 200 languages and everything. I said, look, in everything, make the best of it. If you want to make ogbono soup, for example, I used to tell my child, I said, look, when you hear my son, when he came back, we went somewhere and he ate banga. So banga. The only soup he knew was banga. So some other time, I think, I don't know, he was in boarding school. So there was a particular time that they were singing banga song to the ears of the caterers in the school. So on a day, they now bid banga for them. Hey, this boy complain, one came with complain like, mommy, that wasn't banga. That wasn't banga. I said, what was it? You understand? And I told her, I said, look, you know why that soup is called banga? It is the palm fruits. That is the name of the palm fruits.
All right.
So when you want to make banga soup, you can make banga soup that will cost you 20,000 naira. You can equally make banga soup that will cost you 2,000 naira. You're not expecting these two different, pot of soup to taste the same. Irrespective of the fact that they are called the same name, banga soup. You understand? So whatever it is, whether some people will say, Lord Lugard, what you did to us, you come, marry us by force, by fire. If you can make a man. That is why you see a child from a very humble background will come up and be somebody of repute in society. Somebody, not only that you have a good reputation, you are financially, fine. You understand? And meanwhile, in your own time, like MK Abiola of Blessed Memory, he used to tell the tale of how his mother died of diarrhea and dysentery. I can imagine the level of poverty there. But it became, at a point, the richest man in Nigeria. So you see, you don't allow what you met on ground to define your future. What are you putting? What are you removing? That is the problem we have in Nigeria. Yes, thank you.
All right. So Ibn Abo has identified some of the, current issues, the challenges we have at hand. But now, don't you think the people in government, Florence, are your thoughts in line with what Ibn Abo has to say before I ask you the next question?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So now, do you think the people in government are byproducts of society? would you say that, they are also products of society? Because, gradually we have to look at where we're coming from before we now understand the issues we have at hand today, and then see, solutions, how we can move forward. So do you think they're byproducts of society?
Yeah, whether leaders, whether followers, we are all products of the society because we all come from families. Armed robbers are members of families. People who are doing well, they're also they come from families, so to say. So what am I saying in effect? Let's look at it holistically. We are all guilty. Nobody should say, oh, is it leaders or is it followers? So going forward, because like she said, we should not dwell on, we are this, we are that, going forward. Going forward, what are we going to be doing differently? For me, somebody said, if good people do not launch out into governance, then you want to continue the perpetuity of, you want bad people to govern you, so to say. You are fit, you are learned, you are committed, you want to serve, but you are hiding. Then you have whatever is available. Whoever launches out will now have to rule you. But then, before good people can come out, insecurity is an issue. Even if I have anything to offer, I'll first of all fear for my life, for my safety. We have all kinds of politically motivated deaths, needless deaths for that matter. So that in itself is making some people shy away from governance. Then I also think that our governance is too...
before we even get to identifying the issues in governance, the political space now, I was asking, like, bringing it back to society. There was values have been instilled in these people. We have we are known for certain things in Nigeria. Somehow some people have pushed that youth should take over governance, and that would be the way to move forward. But now I'm asking that the society that produces this youth, are they not the same? Is it not the same that produced the leaders we have? And what's the assurance that if we don't get it right from the homes, we're going to get it right when these people are voted into office? Do you get where I'm coming from?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Whether followers, whether leaders, we are all cooked from the same pot, from the same big pot of get rich quick. Okay, let's take get rich quick syndrome. Everybody wants to get rich, whether you are a follower, whether you're a leader. People go into governance, majority of them, don't let me generalize, majority of them, they want to get there and take as much as they can take. And why? Because they have also spent money. So that's why I was trying to, chronicle the whole thing, that when people, for instance, you have to take a form of X Naira to get nomination in the first place, maybe you went a borrowing. Your first target is, how do I pay back what I've borrowed to even get there in the first place? That's why I was talking about the cost of governance. So this gets rich quick. I must make money. I must do this. People are no longer interested in service, forgetting that governance is more about service. So until we have a shift in our mindset, you want to go into government to do what? What are you? Do you have something to offer? Are you going to render service? Is it that, are you already made, in your career, in your profession, whatever it is, that it is not, you are not attracted by what you are going to get there. You are moved by what you want to contribute. So all these things have to be sorted out before we can have the right crop of people in government.
So who's saddled with the responsibility of sorting that out?
Or sorting that, every one of us will have to look back and pull back and reflect. Why are we here? What's my role? What is your role? Just like she said, we all have our domains of influence. We come from families, we have children, we have family members, we have church members, we have, neighbors and so on. How are you impacting even your own immediate environment? Let's start from there. Before you go on a larger scale, if you cannot positively impact the people within your domain of influence, don't let us deceive ourselves.
All right, we have a call here. We'll hear from Ibn Abol shortly. Hello, good morning.
May God bless you people. I'm Comrade from Otakam.
Comrade, how are you doing this morning? Happy Independence Day to you.
I know what all of you are getting and said all of us are guilty. If she's guilty, I'm not guilty. I want to tell you this. Gowon was 30 years when he was president. Buhari was 44 years when he was president. Now they are 90 years and you are telling me, say, what are you going to do? That's why I say, now radio stations are not helping matter. I want them to shut on and touches. And more, so that Nigerian youth can get work.
All right, comrade, thank you.
Nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, all right.
And they tell me,
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, comrade. Thank you. All right. So, you want to say something, Binavo?
Yes. You see, there is something about us, and it is very interesting. And that is, what am I trying to say here? We are yet to understand that good leadership hasn't got anything to do with your age. If you are still sound,
True.
if you are not suffering from old age issues, do you understand?
Yeah.
Whether it's Alzheimer or whatever it is called. You see, we have had people who like we know when Gowon came in. We remember when current president, when he was a military leader, when he came on board. I remember that there was one bank colleague that was the speaker of House of Reps. He was a young man. You understand? And so on and so on and so on. So for me, that has been able to clarify. It's not about age. Even if you look at, if you are as an educationist, you deal with children or you deal with young adults or whatever, you will see that children or young adults don't reason alike. You are in a classroom, you teach all of them the same way. You're not having a special class with anybody. The same lesson you are giving to everybody. But when you set the examination, they don't score the same marks because we don't have the same level of assimilation. Our IQ don't run along at par. You understand?
Yeah.
You may take hours to understand. I may take seconds to understand. Having said that, why I believe that all of us should go and do our homework. That statement does not exonerate bad governance. That statement does not say that, okay, if a counselor, for example, is not doing the right thing.
Do you know why I asked that? For example, now in schools, thank God you're an educationist. You see, I don't know if you've seen it happen where parents would go to schools to say, I want my child to pass. A child that is barely like 5, 6, 7. And that child is brought up with those values. Like the child understands that this is the normal. It's like, this is the normal way of life. So now growing up, it's like there are situations where you don't even know what you're doing is bad because that is what you were brought up to do. You were taught to be like, yes. So that's why I asked that, as much as we point fingers at the people in governance, don't you think somehow the situation is getting worse? That, society, these people are byproducts of society.
Starting off, I made a statement that a community is made up of who? We are here. We are the members of the community.
Yeah.
A family is a microcosm of the society.
Yeah.
And society, let's communities come together and make a state, from a state to the federal government, to the nation as a whole. So everybody, if just like you said, I've had such experience before. I've had to counsel some parents. Some people will tell you, no, I can't repeat that school fees again. No. That child must pass. And if you stand on your grounds and look, we have our policies here. They want to withdraw. Are you getting it? Because you see, if all of us are going to follow that bandwagon of not doing the right thing, we will find ourselves where we have found ourselves. Some people who at the initial stage started off well, they had to cave in because you see, sometimes when you are the lone voice in the wilderness shouting, don't do bad things or do the right thing, or at the end of the day, your voice gets cracked because you have to shout a whole lot for people to hear you. But what I'm saying here is that, see, as much as we look at the government, let us look at ourselves. Take, for example, there is a construction going on in Arepo. The company in charge, they already have the blueprint of how they are going to perfect the road. So if I get to a point, I'm going to stop some people from, taking this particular route. What alternative do I have in place for them? We don't think like that. Is that what the government told me to do? Are you getting it? Yes, I've sat here severally and we have knocked
the government,
as many times as we could. But then again, let's look at ourselves. Like I always tell people, God will not do for you what you can do for yourself. What can we do for ourselves? While we look at the government to do the right thing, what can we do for ourselves? Because every time you wake up, you look at, okay, what have I done right today? How did I get here? What are my mistakes? How do I correct them? When you start off like that, then you will know the right thing, because all these people in government that we are talking about, they didn't just walk from their homes and enter the office.
Yes, people put them there.
Whichever way, we put them there.
All right. Now, this is Panorama. If you're listening to us, 19 minutes to the top of the hour. Panorama is where we have different brilliant ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, disagree, sometimes agree on topical issues. And on Panorama this morning, we're looking at Nigeria at 61. So just, contribute, be a part of the conversation. Call the studio line 07000 917 917. That's 07000 917 917. So Buhari must go protest rocks Abuja today. Protesters in the early hours of today stormed the Dantata Bridge on the popular airport road in Abuja, demanding for the resignation of the president. The